welcome back to the Art of. I am so grateful you are here again with me today. My name is Elizabeth. If you have been following from the beginning, we have talked about the power of starting small and the importance of being kind to ourselves. Today, I want us to explore something that almost everyone struggles with at some point in life. It is something invisible, yet heavy. It is the weight of holding on, and that is why this episode is about the art of letting go. Letting go sounds simple when we say it out loud. People say, just let it go, as if it were as easy as dropping a pen from your hand. But you and I know that life does not work that way. Letting go is not easy. It is not instant. It is a process, and sometimes it feels like the hardest thing we will ever have to do. We hold on to pain, to past mistakes, to people who are no longer in our lives, and to dreams that did not turn out the way we wanted. And the longer we hold on, the heavier it gets. I remember a time when I held on to a friendship that was no longer healthy. I knew deep down that it was not bringing me joy anymore. It was full of misunderstandings, disappointment, and silence that spoke louder than words. Still, I could not let go because I was scared. Scared of being alone. Scared of losing the memories we had built. Scared of what it would mean about me if I finally admitted it was over. So I kept holding on, and every day it hurt a little more. It was like carrying a bag of stones everywhere I went. No one could see it, but I felt it in my body, in my heart, in my mind. The truth is, letting go is not about forgetting, and it is not about pretending it never mattered. It is about making peace with what cannot stay. It is about giving yourself permission to release what no longer serves your growth, your peace, or your happiness. And I want you to know this. Letting go is not weakness. It is strength. Because it takes courage to loosen your grip on something familiar, even when it hurts, and open yourself up to the unknown. Think about a time in your own life when you held on too tightly. Maybe it was a relationship. Maybe it was anger. Maybe it was guilt. Do you remember how heavy it felt? Do you remember how much energy it took to carry it with you every single day? And now imagine if you were able to slowly, gently set it down. Imagine how much lighter you would feel, how much freer your heart would become. One of the hardest things about letting go is that we often confuse it with giving up. We think, if I let go, it means I failed. But that is not true. Letting go is not giving up. Letting go is choosing peace over pain. It is choosing growth over being stuck. It is choosing yourself. And you deserve that choice. Sometimes we hold on to things because we want closure. We want an apology, or we want answers. But life does not always give us that. Sometimes closure is learning to accept that the apology never came. Sometimes closure is realizing that the other person may never understand what they did. Sometimes closure is deciding that your healing does not depend on anyone else. When you let go, you are not saying the experience did not matter. You are saying, it mattered, and now it is time for me to move forward. You honor what it was, and you release what it is no longer. That is the art of letting go. It's not always quick. Sometimes letting go happens in layers. You may think you are free, and then a memory brings back the old pain. That does not mean you failed. It just means healing is not linear. Every time you choose peace, Instead of replaying the hurt, you are practicing letting go. Every time you choose to be present instead of living in the past, you are letting go. Every time you forgive yourself for holding on too long, you are letting go. And forgiveness, that is a big part of this too. Forgiving others and forgiving yourself. Forgiveness does not mean you agree with what happened. It means you are no longer allowing what happened to have power over your peace. When you forgive, you release yourself from the chain. That is letting go. Maybe for you, letting go means moving on from a relationship. Maybe it means releasing the guilt of a mistake you made years ago. Maybe it means forgiving a parent, or a friend, or yourself. Whatever it is, I want you to know it is possible, and you do not have to do it all at once. Start small. Start by saying, "Today I choose peace." Start by writing down the hurt, and then tearing up the paper. Start by speaking out loud, "I release this from my heart." Because every time you let go a little, you make space. Space for new joy, space for new love, space for new beginnings. Imagine your heart as a room. If it is full of old furniture, there is no space for anything new. But the moment you clear it out, even if just one piece at a time, you begin to create room for light to come in. So I ask you now, what is one thing you are still holding on to that is weighing you down? What would your life look like if you finally set it free? How much lighter would you feel? How much more open would your heart be? Letting go is not something you do once. It is something you practice. Day by day, choice by choice, moment by moment. And with every release, you become freer. You become stronger. You become more yourself. So today, I want to invite you to begin that journey, to choose peace, to let go of what no longer serves you, to trust that by releasing the old, you are making room for something better. That is the art of letting go. And I hope that as you carry this message with you today, you will find the courage to slowly set down the stones you have been carrying. You do not have to carry them anymore. You deserve to be free. Thank you for spending this time with me on the art of. I hope this episode spoke to your heart. If it did, I invite you to sit with it, to reflect on it, and to begin practicing it in small, gentle ways. Until next time, remember, sometimes the bravest thing you can do is to let go.